We're going to create a room asset, which is a level essentially, so we can test this out and create our level as well at the same time. So we go to rooms, right click, create room, and this brings up the room properties box, and we can see this area here. That's our level, our game. That's what we see on the screen. There are a number of tabs here: backgrounds, objects, settings, physics, views, all these kind of things. I'm just going to deal with them as we need to. So I'm going to go to settings first, and this is where we can define the name of the room. So I'm going to call it level 1, and the width and the height in pixels. I'm going to change mine to like a widescreen sort of format. So the width is going to be 1024 by 576. So this is not like full high definition. This is kind of like a PAL version, widescreen. But you can set yours to whatever you want. Well, don't actually, because we need these values are going to be very important later on. So yeah, don't set them exactly to 1024 576. This is where I was mentioning earlier about the steps, the frame rate of the game, and the speed is set to 30. We'll leave that as it is. And if we go to backgrounds, this is where we can put in background graphics and create parallax scrolling and things like that. But what we're going to do for this is just make a black background to start with. So just click on color and the box by it, and it's got a set of basic colors. So we're going to make it black for space. Okay. And we're going to place our player object in the room. So we go to Objects tab. We've only really got one object to choose from, player 1. And then you just click on the room somewhere, and it'll drop the player object in the room. You can use the middle scroll wheel to zoom in and out. So I'm just going to place it roughly in the center. You'll notice as you kind of move it around, it's snapping to the grid. You can take this on and off. It's so you can sort of place tiles in a kind of classic kind of 2D game kind of way, but you can set the grid to whatever you want. So we've got our player object in the room, so when the level loads, it'll load with that player object. So we confirm that by clicking on the tick button. So now we've got level 1 in our rooms, and now we can run the game and test the controls. There are two buttons here. There's the green button that'll run the game normally, and then there's the orange button that'll run the game in a debugging mode that has a separate window that shows you all the kind of function calls, instances and things like that. We're just going to use the standard play, just this green button here. Click on that, and it'll just create a project and compile the game. You can see it down there doing some compiling stuff. And here we have our screen and game, and if I use the arrow key, use the WASD keys, we can see that it's moving around, and we've done our first bit of code.